Hi guys, the lady here again. Right, so today I'm going to do another request. It has been requested on numerous occasions, and I'm sorry I don't know everybody's name. I should be more organised like Ian and put the names beside them, so I do apologise. But today I'm going to do a Manchester tart. So I'll bring you down and I'll show you the ingredients. Right, so it's a sweet pastry, this one. So what we need is 250 grams of plain flour. I need 125 grams of all butter. There's no lard in this recipe. I've got 50 grams there of icing sugar. I'm going to use 1 egg yolk and some cold water. Now for the filling itself, I do need 9 egg yolks. In this bowl I've got 90 grams of sugar and 75 grams of cornstarch. Now that's caster sugar, that. And also we need 750 millilitres of full fat milk and some vanilla, and also some desiccated coconut to go on the top, and also some jam to go in there as well. So I'll get on with doing the pastry because that does need to rest as usual. Right, so I've put the 250 grams of plain flour into the food processor bowl, and in goes the icing sugar. And again, that was 50 grams. And I'm just going to quickly, let's give that a quick pulse. Just to get that incorporated. And then all of the butter goes in. And it's the same as normal, guys. You do this until you get breadcrumb effect. Yep, and then I'm going to pop the egg yolk in, and about a tablespoon of water to start with, just cold water. Put it in. There we go. So that was 1 egg yolk and 3 tablespoons of water, and as you can see, that's all sticking together like that. Just put it in my hands. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that out of there, wrap it up and get it in the fridge for at least half an hour. Right, so while the pastry's in the fridge just chilling out, I'm going to make the custard. So there's 750 mils of milk. I'm just going to warm that up on the stove, and then I've got 9 eggs to separate. So I'll separate them and then I'll come back to you. Right, so I've separated all 9 eggs. I've got loads of egg whites there which will go into the freezer. Don't waste those. Said to Ian I was going to make him a lemon meringue pie, so that'll come up in the next couple of weeks. So I'm just going to bring it down. So there's the 9 egg yolks in the bowl. So what I'm going to do is add the caster sugar and the corn flour. Put it all in there. Corn flour seems to stick, and then just whisk those together. The good splash of vanilla. Now I quite like it vanilla-y. So I'm just going to put about a full teaspoon in there, and that's extract, not essence. Need some more of that by the looks of it. Just whisk that together. Get most of the lumps out, and then as soon as the milk is scalded, then we'll pour some of the hot milk into here and temper it. Right, so the milk's just starting. I'm just doing it slowly. You can see a little bit of steam coming up, so it's starting to get there. So I'm going to bring the bowl over here, and then once it starts seeing little bubbles, just round the edges there, just starting. I don't know whether you'll be able to see them on camera. I'll move this, you might. Then that'll be ready just to put some of it in here to temper it, and then it'll all go back in the pan to thicken. Right, so that's got enough heat in it. I'm just going to pour a bit into here first, quickly stir it, get the egg yolks used to the heat, and then just a little bit more. There we go. And then all of this goes back into the pan. I'm just going to turn these around to see if you can see. This all goes back into here. And then we just keep stirring until it thickens. Now don't walk away from this because the cornstarch will catch on the bottom. Sorry, the corn flour will catch on the bottom and it will burn. So just another few minutes till it starts to thicken and I'll bring you back. Right, so I've just taken it off the heat there because it is thick now. I'm going to turn that off. This is all lovely and done. I got my whisk because I did feel it starting to catch at the bottom. So I'm just going to... Right, so see how lovely and thick that is now. So what I'm going to do is get some cling film because this needs to be cold. I'm going to cool it down in the pan. But whenever you make anything like this, cover it on the inside so you don't get a skin forming. So just touch the top of the custard there, and I'll just put that to the back and let that cool right down. Gives you enough chance to blind bake the pastry. Right, so that's been in the fridge for about half an hour. Now I've got a 9-inch flan dish which I've greased as well. I know it is non-stick, but I would hate the thought of it getting stuck in there once you've got all the trouble of doing it. So I'm just going to get some flour out onto the board. Get my pastry out. Now because this is all butter, it is a lot more crumbly than what pastry is that way you use lard and butter. So as you can see, it's gone nice and hard, rested well, and just roll it out. As you can see already, it's cracking. Don't panic, just keep doing as you would normally do. Just keep rolling. This is lovely pastry. This is sweet, obviously, because I've put the ice and sugar in there as well. And it is lovely pastry. It's a bit like shortbready when you're eating it. But I'm just going to keep rolling this out and I'll come back when it's ready. Right, so I've got it out to the desired effect. I have had to patch it a couple of times because, like I say, it cracks very easily. So I'm literally just going to put this onto here and get it in. And it's cracked again. But it's not the end of the world. We can always patch it. So if you do have problems with it cracking, don't worry, we will patch it. It's very, very short, which means that it's very, very nice. So just tuck it in there like that. And we've got lots here, so I'm just going to take some off, and lots here, and we'll start. Get it into the thing first. Make sure all goes in. And then once it's in, if we need any patches, then we've got plenty of pastry here to patch it up. If you can see, the side is very rough, but it's not the end of the world. Get a little bit, it's gone a bit thin, and there we go. Tiny little bit there. Just patch it in. So I don't know what I've said, but I've got my oven heating up to 160. And that's all done. So I'm just going to prick the bottom all over with a fork. Now I'm going to blind bake this for about 15 minutes and take the bacon beans and everything out. I've just scrunched up some baking parchment. I'm going to leave them edges on in case it does shrink. It's just a little bit of insurance for yourself. I know it's a bit falling off here, but I'll just take that off anyway. But leave the rest on, easy taking off afterwards. Just get your baking paper in there. I've also got a tray in the oven that's warming up with the oven. What's happening in these? Put your bacon beans in there. I say this will go in for about 15 minutes and then we'll bring you back. Right, so that's had its first 15 minutes. And I'm just going to take those out of there. And I'm just going to have a little bit of this leftover egg white. Just going to brush a little bit of this on the bottom. It just helps seal it again. And then it's going to go back in for another 15 minutes. I want this fully cooked through all the way. Right, so another 15 minutes and then we'll come back. Right, so that's had 30 minutes in total. So I'm just going to let that cool. It needs to cool right down. Then we'll trim off the edges. Once the custard's cool, and we'll get it all together. Right, so this is completely cooled down now. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off the edges. A lot of them has just already come off and they have been consumed. Just keep going. And most of it will just break off because it is really short. Just be gentle. I'm still waiting for the custard to cool down a little bit. Once that's done, we'll get it all done and into the fridge for a bit. So here we go. That's the tart shell done. Just going to sit there and let that just settle again. Like I say, wait for the custard to cool down. Right, so everything's cool now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the jam on the bottom, a couple of tablespoons, and spread it out. Now just while I'm doing this, I just wanted to say hello to Marilyn, who came up and spoke to me and Ian in Lidl's this morning while doing my shopping. It was really lovely to meet you. And if you do see me, then just come up and say hello. Really appreciate it. So I've seen some recipes and some people have said that you can put a layer of bananas on this as well. But I've never known it with a layer of bananas. And I think it would probably keep better without the bananas in there. So just spread that in a nice layer. And then, just move that out of the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a spoon, find one. Oh, that's going to do lovely. And I'm going to spoon this in. I think if you go nice and thick, I just think if you plonk it all in the middle, then it's just going to push the jam. Just get that in there. Get rid of this for a second. It's lovely and thick, this custard now. Get in there. And fill it up as high as you can get it. Right, get this back. Smooth it all off. Now this does need to go in the fridge for about an hour, just to settle it down a little bit. A little bit custard left there, but that's not going to go to waste in this house. There we go. And then we got the coconut to go on the top. Now if you don't like coconut, or like my friend, you're allergic to it, then just leave it off. But I would suggest maybe putting a layer of sugar, or you could even put cocoa powder over the top, just so you don't get that skin again onto the custard. Now, I've seen people put cherries and all sorts on the top of theirs. I'm just going to leave this one plain. I've done it still in the tin, because when you're pushing everything in, this pastry's that delicate, you could crack the pastry. So I'm just going to put it into the fridge in here so it's nice and firm, and then I'll take it out of the tin. Just like that, so it's all lovely. As much coconut as you like. You can just sit and eat coconut out the packet. So I'm just going to use the rest of this, and then we're going to get it into the fridge. So we'll see you in about an hour's time, and we'll have a lovely little taste of this. Right, so we'll see you shortly, guys. Right, so that's been in the fridge for about an hour, so I'm just going to now take it out of here. I'm just going to get this ready. So this is the loose bottom tin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop it on there. There we go. Just going to move that over there for the moment. And get rid of these. Right. And should just, there we go, slide straight off. Didn't even need that. Right, so here we go. We cut it. There, yeah, how crispy that is. See how delicate it is. And oh, there we go. Nice bit of Manchester tart. So I think it's around about taste testing time.
Look at that. Yummy. Right, taste testing time. Oh, weapon of choice. Let's get dug in. It's a long time since I've had some of this.
Nice crispy pastry, by the
It is
way.
as well. I've already tasted the pastry, so I know what it's like. I eat the crusty bits. Oh, that's good. See, I love desiccated coconut, love custard, love pastry, love jam. What's not to like? That is fantastic. That is lovely. That pastry, wow. It's just fantastic. Man's only given me a little slice because she knows what I'm like. Granddaughter's coming round tomorrow, so we're hoping to get rid of some of that for. Otherwise, I'll just sit and eat a lot, which is not good for my waistline. So I'm just going to have one more bite.
You could just pick it up and eat it, really, couldn't you?
I could do. Off camera, I would. The pastry is just amazing. The whole thing's amazing. That creamy custard. It's just lush. Absolutely lush. So once again, thank you everybody for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Keep them coming. Keep the likes up, keep the shares up, and keep the subscriptions coming as well. It's really, really appreciated.
We certainly do, both of us.
So it was, we went out last night, so I was feeling a little bit delicate last night, this morning. We've been and done our shopping and everything. Didn't get the car done, that's now getting done tomorrow. So it's another busy day tomorrow. But it's Saturday night, so we're going to have maybe a couple of drinks in the house, watch a bit of telly, settle down for the night. So we will bid you farewell for now, and we'll catch you on the next one. It's my turn tomorrow, so see you soon, guys.
See you later, thank you. Bye.
Bye for now.